All right, all right. Yes, okay. Peace. Welcome to the campaign trail. I'm gonna have to get some bells and some whistles. Give me a little intro music. But we just talking our talk. Sunday evening, August 4th. Got you, Pep. Um, Man, the real conspiracy to poison our minds through contaminating our artists. Especially as a hip hop artist, a rap artist. I'm a rap artist. I'm you know, I dabbled in acting also and dabbled in some other stuff, producing, but there is definitely a real conspiracy to poison our minds using the most influential art form and the most influential artists on the planet, and those are the rap artists, rap hip hop artists. You get a little bit, of course, well, not a lip, you get more than a little bit with the R&B artists, but say like the Beyoncé's and the big name artists, the male artists, but you're gonna get more contamination. You're gonna get more grimy, toxic contamination through rap because they know rap is more global. Rap's influence, especially West Coast rap. If you're familiar with that secret meeting, that alleged secret meeting that destroyed hip hop or destroyed the whole generation, which ushered in the whole gangster rap um, and strip club rap type era. So it really is. It wasn't, it not was, it is a conspiracy. It's not a theory. It is a conspiracy. You know, like they said, ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. Well, we can prove it. We know it. We can compare notes. We got the receipts. So a conspiracy, that's people that's getting together, concerted effort, more than one or more that's getting together. That has plans or agendas or aims of causing harm. So a real conspiracy, man, a real conspiracy to poison the people's mind, poison our minds using our artists, using our art and using our artists. Contaminate our minds by contaminating the artists' minds, first by hitting them with money and fame. Of course, you got to lure them. You got to see that they are talented or they can be used for that agenda. They willing to play ball. You peeping out their psychological profile to see that they weak minded, or they desperate, or they really want to be famous. They conceited. They got some type of character flaw that you're looking for, that they willing to do whatever to get famous or to get some money, get a check, whatever the case is. That's what they look for first. They look for eager, enthusiastic, gullible, poor, desperate people that they actually lust to be famous, because that's a nature in us. We definitely are creatures of the originator. We all desire to be loved and to be known. We want to be known. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be known, but the question is, what do we want to be known as? What do we want to be known for? And that is where, the devil comes in the details, because they're gonna sell it to you. They're gonna say, yeah, you the most wholesome, pretty little girl. We love your wholesome look. And 5 years later, or 3 years later down the line, that girl gonna be half naked, sticking her tongue out, doing nude scenes or love scenes. We done seen it our whole life. Any little wholesome little girl or wholesome little group turn out all the way thotted out, turn out all the way, slut walk out by the time, her career, by the time she gets mature, she reach her prime or whatever. Somebody feeds them the same script, the same instructions, that you have to do this. This is what the people want. This is what. So if you starving for that, if you following the trends instead of setting the trends, If you're a follower of your fans or your audience instead of a leader and a guide of your fans and your audience or your followers, if they can make you a follower of their machine, of their fame and their money, then they got you. So they're able to poison the artist's minds, and then they're able to poison the art because the art is produced by the artists. So if they can poison the artist's mind, they can corrupt and contaminate the artist, then by default, the art is going to be corrupted and contaminated. And you using a God-given gift and you putting contamination in it. That's just the ultimate weapon. That's the ultimate weapon. You using somebody's God-given gift, right? And you putting poison in it. So you was singing in church. You was singing the most um, high frequency, positive, righteous, divine type lyrics and divine type energy and spirit behind your music. But now you're using that same template and you putting smut, you putting slut, you putting gang bang, you putting disrespecting of yourself and your sisters. You putting drugs and alcohol, you putting jacking and crime with that God-given voice, that God-given talent, that God-given dance or that rhythm or that whatever your niche is. Now they're able to use that to contaminate your followers or your audience, contaminate the listeners because it sounds good. You're contaminating with a gift of God voice, with a gift of God ability to rap, a gift of God flow. But they saying in order to get as famous as you want to get or make the money that you want to get, in order for us to write you this check or this advance, you got to use your gift of God flow or your gift of God dance ability or your gift of God singing voice to 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 say this, to portray this, to wear this. You know, did y'all know Little Nas X was supposed to be that flamboyant when he was doing Old Town Road? That was just a cool, like little wholesome, country thing that was flipped to kind of like a little. How did the young black man go from Old Town Road to what he doing now? Why was that necessary? How did that happen? How did Little Nas X, and his name is Nas X, Nas, we know Nas, what he's known for, conscious, hetero black male, you know what I'm saying? From Queens, I think he's from Queens, from New York, pioneer, you know, and X. We definitely know what the X came from. So a young black dark-skinned male that was able to cross over and or cross back over because country was originally our music as well, but was able to connect and bridge those two genres. A youngster, little young Nas X, like you know what I'm saying, was able to bridge both of those mega genres, and nobody had a clue, nor did they care what his sexual orientation was. Why do we know it now? Now, why do we know him as Lil Rainbow, Flaming Rainbow, uh, lap dancing on the Red Devil Nas X? Why do we know him as that now? The list would go on and on and on. Like little girl actors, like the little Aquila and the Bee girl. I forgot her name. Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer. Like all these little girls, little wholesome boys and girls that used to be, Disney actors, or they used to be like little child prodigy singers, or why did they get contaminated? What's my man name? Orlando Brown. You know, just the best little actor. I think he was on the Cosby Show. He was on Major Payne as a child. Just look what happens to him. Absolutely a real conspiracy. Absolutely a real mafia. Absolutely poisoning the minds of our artists and poisoning the art through poisoning our artists. So you heard that secret meeting that allegedly happened in the rap industry in the 90s, early 90s, that allegedly these record label owners got together in a meeting, and a few other people, and that they were about to start investing in privatized prisons, the prison industrial complex, and they had already worked out certain agreements or whatever with the state or with certain states, and the private prison industry builders, like they said, that we need these prisons to be at 90% occupancy for for these deals to be valid. I'm paraphrasing, but if you do your research, you see exactly the details of what I'm talking about. And from then on, these allegedly these label owners only promoted and pushed the type of rap that would uh, promote the type of lifestyle or death style that would have you end up, the listener and the performer, end up or rapping about being incarcerated, or stuff that will get you incarcerated or get you deleted, which somebody get deleted and somebody would be incarcerated for the deletion. So you're getting rid of two or three birds with one stone, and you providing the soundtrack to it all. I came in the game, my first independent single on my own was Peace Treaty. It was about gang banging. It was about gang members in Los Angeles at the peak of colors and boys in the hood and minister society. All is at the peak of all of that type of thing. But luckily I came in to the game at a time that right before they start phasing that in and phasing the conscious revolutionary but gangster type rap out. I came in with the game with Peace Treaty, which was praising and giving honor to the Bloods and the Crips and the gang truce in Watts and parts of Compton and parts of LA. That was the biggest, strongest, greatest, most positive, most influential with the soldiers, with the gang members in for that whole decade and possibly ever. That possibly is the greatest, most important, positive rap record in LA ever. Peace Treaty. So I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was a key player and participant and witness to see how that it went from that to all the way phase that out. No signs of no kind of positive revolutionary rap in mainstream commercial music industry or radio ever again, especially not on the West Coast, on LA. We want to push colors. We want to push gang banging. We want to push pimping and 304. That's what the industry got together. Clearly, it really wasn't nothing new because we've been seeing this since the 70s with the black exploitation films and all that. But it got on steroids once once gang banging and dope and that whole COINTELPRO thing hit us in the mid 80s and the late 80s. Then it like I said, it was on steroids. So it was clearly a conspiracy. It is still clearly a conspiracy to program. It's called programming. That's why TV shows are called programming. That's why radio stations are called programming. Program directors. And when it comes to black music, which, you know, mostly all music is black music, but this rap, R&B, but especially this rap, the program directors are not black. The program directors do not be black. It's black music, it's black artists, it's black influence, but the programmers, the program directors are not black. The owners of these record labels are not black. The owners of these radio stations are not black. It's black music. You got BET. The owners are not black. They might have used to been, but they're not black. You just seen the BET Awards with Taraji and all that they was promoting. You know what I'm saying? Out here in these streets. But whoever owns BET is not black. It's not Bob Johnson. It's not Bob Johnson. He don't own that no more. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. If you look up the definition of conspiracy, you see that whatever the agenda is, it's not to our benefit. It's not benefiting. It's not making us as a community or as a society healthier. It's not making us more, united, more organized, more self-sufficient, more independent, more loving, more respectful. It's not doing none of that. So whatever has been pushed and programmed, whatever we've been programmed with and be programmed to listen to and programmed to watch, clearly is a conspiracy. It's conspired effort to push this. So you seen Too Short, and you seen other people, Ice Cube. You heard myself. You heard a lot of people speak on their record labels and their A&Rs and the people that run the label, pressuring the artists to make more street, make your songs more grimy, make them more gangster, make them more street, make them more raunchy, make it more ratchet. Talk about, your WAP, talk about your wet box a little more, though. Talk about, knocking down these many ninjas. Don't talk about knocking down your slave masters. Talk about knocking down each other, the ninjas, NWA, right? I'm a ninja for life. You can't change me because I'm going to be a ninja for life, right? Real conspiracy, real programming, real directing, poisoning the artists, negatively contaminating and negatively influencing the minds of the artists because you luring them with more fame and more money, more personal benefits, personal gain, if you use your personal gift as a weapon to help program and contaminate your followers, contaminate the minds of your audience. Real conspiracy. Poison the minds of the artists with, getting them to sell out or getting something over their head, some blackmail or white mail over their head. You got them caught up like they alleged that Brother Love was doing, which he probably got that idea from Clive Davis or Jeff Epstein or Harvey Weinstein. That whole tactic, that methodology of being so baller and being in the number one in crowd, the A-listers, but then you having them wild parties that's recorded. Them wild parties where it's cameras and microphones everywhere. And it's witnesses, it's people that's planted there that's gonna participate and some of that activity. So if the footage ain't enough or the audio ain't enough, we got a live witness also. So we got three, irrefutable forms of evidence that's gonna get you to play ball. That's gonna get you to go along with this programming that we want you to do against the masses, the people the millions of people that listen to you. Now, if you try to resist, yeah, we'll flee. Yeah, the devils will flee. They're gonna flee. you know, they're gonna flee, but they're gonna take all of they toys and treasures with them while they flee from you. Resist the devil, they're gonna flee from you, but they're gonna take all of that luxury that they gave you with them when they flee from you. And then they're gonna spread a whole smear campaign that you difficult to work with, or you a troublemaker, or you 5150, or they're gonna start their own campaign, you know what I'm saying? Campaign trail against you because you had the strength to resist them. And they know that you don't own a media station, you don't own no radio station or no internet or no TV station or no movie studio. So your little solitary voice crying in the wilderness of what really happened to you, ain't nobody gonna listen to that unless you got enough influence in the streets, unless you so strong and you so deeply rooted in the streets that you can rally up that street organization support to give amplification to your voice where you calling them out. But how many of us got that? How many of us is some member of a strong black respected united grassroots organization of thousands and thousands that'll be able to do that, that'll be able to echo you know your case? It ain't gonna be that. You ain't gonna have that. So that's why some of your biggest artists that seem like they fall off. They was smash hits. They was genius. Yeah, they was your favorite artist, but something happened and they fell off. They went back to God. They went back to the church, right? You've seen them peak and burn out. They then turned into drug addicts, turned into alcoholics, turned into this and that. Went back to the Lord, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You ain't heard from them no more. Or just became a family man, or they just got a regular job or whatever, because this exactly what I'm saying happened with them. They were victims of the conspiracy. They were instruments and tools of the conspiracy to contaminate and poison the minds of their fans and their followers. Anybody that they had influence on, they was ordered or instructed or programmed to contaminate their minds, to infect their minds with immoral, self-disrespecting, self-destructing ideas and concepts or images or actions in the videos. That's what they reward. That's what this industry has conspired together to reward. They reward poison. They reward toxic contamination. They reward selling out your people. They reward the Judases. They reward it. Look at what's going on right now. Look at all of this snitching and the rolling over and the drama and the mess. They reward that, as opposed to people that's actually standing up and giving you inspiration. I'm talking about people in the rap game. In the rap game. Because you got some people that found their little lane and other things, but in this rap thing is supposed to be all just poison. You're supposed to be all beef, no vegetarian. It's supposed to be all beef. You're not hot, you're not lit, you not nobody trying to hear you if you not beefing. If you ain't sliding or stepping on somebody, if you ain't deleting somebody, if you ain't slapping a 304 or smashing, adultery, smashing some dude wife or they baby mama. Pure poison, pure self-destructive, no respect for life poison, mental poison. And now your daughters, little babies and sons is reciting that hands on your knees, hands on your knees, hands on ski yeets and all this kind of stuff. These your little daughters. Like they don't know what that means. They're not gonna find out. It ain't gonna be some little fast little boy or fast little girl that unfortunately been getting violated themselves as a child, so they know exactly what it means. And then they gonna influence your little daughter and your little girl and turn her little mind inside out at school or at daycare or in kindergarten or something while you at work. Hands on your knee. You think it stopped there with just hands on your knees and just like a cute little rap song, a cute little dance, and you think that's cute? No, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy that bled down all the way down to your child. I don't care how sheltered, how righteous, how disciplined, how civilized you might have taught your child to be. This is going to bleed on them. This is just like a virus. It's airborne. They're going to breathe it in. They're going to be affected by it. They're going to be infected by it. And who's responsible? Okay, we know the Faucis of the industry, those that saying that they didn't have nothing to do with it, but all the while they're funding the Wuhan gain of function type power of this type of viral spreading, but they're going to deny it, right? But somehow your child is infected, but they're going to deny it. So you're going to believe them. You're going to say, no, it didn't come from that. No, it didn't come from that. We trust the science. We trust our teachers. We trust the radio station. We trust the FCC. We trust all that. No, they would never do that. Yeah, well, tell me why your little innocent baby, 3-year-old baby girl is popping it then. Why is she twerking? How does she know how to twerk? You never taught her that. You thought you were sheltering her. You thought you had a lock on her cell phone or her tablet or her TV. Where's she getting these ideas from? Oh, they might be on your Disney cartoons. Oh, they might be the little dolls that you play with that you buy from Walmart or something. Oh, it might actually be a real conspired effort to push poison, unnatural, graphic, mature, inappropriate concepts on your children, on the minds of the masses. Who's the artist that did that? It takes artists to do that, to put together the pretty bright colors. It takes talented people to construct the kind of doll that, oh, that looks like a little pretty black doll with dreads or kinky hair and curls. Oh, that looks so. But then you're gonna make it a rainbow kinky hair little doll. Oh, I finally see myself. I finally can identify with a doll and this black doll, but the black doll, you know, ain't. So I don't, So, but you know where I'm going with that. The conspiracy to contaminate the minds of our people. Conspiracy, right? Yeah, this is live. This is me talking right now. Free thinker and everybody else. Yeah, and I don't mind the trolls or that's what this is for. Trolls, anybody commenting is just gonna boost the algorithm, and that's what we need. So I have adopted the theory of the trolls myself. All comments is good comments. So, all views is good views. All whether it's thumbs up or thumbs down, all interaction and engagement is good interaction. If I know what I'm doing is right. It don't matter how they respond to it. It's what I'm doing. Am I putting the right content out? So if y'all don't mind, whether you like it or not, hit a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Just hit something. Like training day. You like to get wet, right? Hit something. Hit one of them buttons. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. But yeah, this is about the conspiracy that's affecting you, the conspiracy that's affecting your children. If you have them, and if you're gonna have them, this conspiracy is real, is well documented. It just takes, sometimes you got to hear it from the right artist. Like I said, salute Crazy Bone. I think it was Crazy Bone. You know, because he said it. He definitely wasn't the first one. This was out a couple of years before he said it. But sometimes it takes people like us that really stand on it, that really put it out there, and wow, he was really there. He was really there. So if y'all know that I was really there, and your favorite West Coast artists, especially Dr. Dre, Snoop, Ice Cube, DJ Quick, anybody, E40. I done work with all of them. All of them is my peers. All of them got the utmost respect for me. All of them knows my pedigree. All of them knows pretty much why I don't mess with the industry no more, and they still do. You know, but I got stories just like that. I got stories of these corrupt conspirator uh, record label owners and A&Rs and weirdos and freaks. You know, we didn't seen it. I was there. So I'm telling you exactly what I know. They know they couldn't come to me. They couldn't come at me a certain kind of way, but they definitely came at all my other people that wasn't with the the organization that I was with, and they would come to me about it. They would come to me about it, and I would rally the troops and put the pressure and make them ease back. Talking about make the conspirators ease back on my brothers and sisters that they was trying to press with that foolishness. But if a real ninja ever got in, he probably lucked up. That's what I said in Woo Woo. If you a real one and you ever got into the music industry in the rap game, you lucked up. Because if you was a real one, you not putting up with this. You would be in a penitentiary or something because you be forced to do something that they'll force you. So any real dude already knows, like, nah, this ain't it. That's why they go independent or they do their own thing, and then they build up their own buzz or following, fan base, and then have the labels step to them and dance more to their tune instead of them dancing to these labels tune. It all come down to doing the work, the grassroots leg work, hands-on work yourself. And by the time you got the labels or whatever looking at you, you don't need them. They're gonna lure you, they're gonna hit you, they're gonna offer you with them M's. We'll give you 10 million or 8 million, or we'll give you this and that, just so they can control your independence, just so they can control your influence. Like, damn, this dude is a heterosexual, he really got influence, he really stirring it up. This could be a potential enemy of ours. So if y'all know anything about the prophecy that I always be talking about the Bible, the 400 years slaves and Pharaoh, he seen Moses and Aaron showed up, and he was waking up the slaves and changing the slaves' mind and changed the slaves' religion. So they got scared. They seen these independent business black entrepreneurs that had influence, and Pharaoh and his chiefs, joint chiefs of staff, said, let's deal wisely with them. We got to conspire. We got to come up with a plan for this because we see them multiplying and waking up. And we fear that in a time of war, that they might join on to an enemy of ours and come against us, remembering all the hell that we put them through for the last 400 years. So the plan, the conspiracy that they came up with was delete the males, destroy the male slaves, the males of the 400-year slaves, and spare and spoil the female. Spare and spoil the female, but destroy the male. Is that not where we at? Is that not exactly what has happened? That is the program. That is the agenda. destroy the male, this kind of male, that's the descendant of 400-year slaves, and spare and spoil, uplift, gas up, excite vain desires in the female slave, ex-slave. So now they're bosses. They don't need us. You know what I mean? They controlling the show. We the ones that's the political power. We the one that's the entrepreneurial. We the ones that make more money than y'all now. We the ones that's this and that. That ain't how our women felt just 40 or 50 years ago. What program, what poison conspiracy program did they launch on the minds of our women and girls within the last 50 years that got them so independent and anti their own men? Because you can't say that our men was anti them. You can't say that, well, look at the males that, well, we just talking about that. If you're gonna say Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Ice Cube, NWA, Sugar Free, you can count them on one hand. Are those are the ones that you're gonna blame and say that all black men feel that way about black women? No, you dancing to that. You dancing to that. But like y'all dancing to that. Y'all not offended by that. That's your favorite song. It ain't no fun if the homie can't have none. Y'all dancing to that. We like it because we see how y'all like it. If the sisters was outraged, then we'd be like, man, we can't even play that. You know what I'm saying? Because they locking up on the box, like they offended. They ain't trying to get with us. But if we see that y'all loving it and dancing it like McDonald's, I'm loving it. Then yeah, you can't blame that on those 3 or 4 or 5 rappers. But if the enemy sees that, which the enemy does, oh, so they like to be sexy. They like the power and the attention, even if it's temporary attention that their sexuality gives them. Talking about the sisters. Oh, they like to be sex symbols. They like to be glamorous. They like to be models. They like to feel like models. So they are what you call that, Snapchat models, their OnlyFans models, their Instagram models. Oh, I want to be sexy. Okay, well, the root word of sexy is sex. So you selling sex. And once again, we back to the conspiracy poison program that all these beautiful little girls that really had talent, you really know how to dance, you really know how to sing, you really know how to rap. You didn't start out sex on some sex stuff. You started out with some raw God-given talent, but somebody poisoned your mind as an artist, and then you poisoned your fans. A conspiracy, a real conspiracy to poison the minds. Mental poisoning is far worse than physical poison. Mental poisoning is far worse than physical poison. A conspiracy. It starts out with the masterminds, the master Satans, the wizards of Oz, but then they start employing the little hirelings, the little minions, and then they join on with the conspiracy, the little Django Stevens. What this ninja doing on that there net? What he doing on that net? So now we turn into little gatekeepers, little Coras, little little Stevens, Django Stevens, and we do we poison our own people more than the slave master poison. We on autopilot. We on auto poison. We on auto poison. Conspiracy. But then we don't want to, they say conspiracy theory, right? The theory is they saying what you ain't supposed to come up with no theory. No, this is actual conspiracy. It ain't no theory. It's proven. It's proven and provable in no limit of time. So um, let me check out some of these comments. Daniel Walters, exactly. They seen a lot of men following women and bottled it up. Yep. S23MK, Project Monarch, and Project MK Ultra. Free thinker. What about Masons? What about them? That's a whole that's a whole different subject. I can go into that subject, but I got talking code language on here. Black warrior spirit. Yep. Great point. Yep. Mr. Brock, I heard a song a long time ago on the radio. Then I heard you the other day mention that was your song. I want to stream that song and hear it as an adult. Yeah, I don't even remember how many songs I did. I got a cool discography, you know. So I'm speaking from experience, and I'm not washed up. I'm not beat up. I'm not burnt out. I don't sound burnt out. I don't look burnt out. I'm not burnt out. I don't feel burnt out. I'm really inspiration. I'm 55 years old. 55 years old. And I ain't been rich. I ain't enjoyed the luxury that my co-conspirators or my minion peers have been able to enjoy. But do they look better than me? With all of the wealth and all of the luxury, all of the fame, do they look like they in better condition physically and mentally than bitter loser, hater, or whatever y'all call me? You should see my family. You should hear and see the condition of my blessed family. So who's really rich? Who's really poor? Who's really famous? Who's really a star? Who's really a loser? But this is about the conspiracy, the real conspiracy by a real enemy that we don't want to acknowledge. That it's time to expose. It's time to acknowledge it. And that's why I love this platform, and I love the fact that we can chop it up. Y'all don't have to agree with me, but definitely I'm gonna be here representing y'all, whether y'all think I'm representing y'all or not. Um, Black Warrior Spirit, I had some of your songs from back in the day. Mr. Campaign, they still go hard. Appreciate it, baby. One thing I could say about you and Pac, y'all both stayed grounded and addressed issues that affect the Black community, right? And God rest the dead, God bless the dead. Tupac. Um, we need that. We need that radical, extreme passion again. Passion for our own people. Rider for is gangster type rap. They call it revolutionary, but gangster or RBG. That's what they call it in the Bay up north. We need that. Do you see that anywhere? The closest on the West Coast that I kind of see it, or in LA, I should say, is Kendrick. What Kendrick just did. Shouts out K Dot. When he did his beef, his rap battle with Drake. He was hitting on them righteous manhood concepts of family and structure and you know representing your people. He was putting it in his own style, his own Kendrick style, like what I'm saying. But that's our lane. That's why he was talking about Pac, and he sent it up to Pac, and and on the album before that, I forgot which one, when he was doing like a mock type interview, like he was interviewing Pac on on the interludes between songs. Yeah, that's the energy that we need. That's the energy that's needed by us right now. That's what our girls and women need to see. They need to see us standing up and speaking up and acting based on that energy, based on that mentality, not on some poison, contaminated concepts given to you by your pimp, given to you by your master wizard pimp. You know what I'm saying? And you out there getting on the track for him, 304 and turning the tricks for him. Brenton Iverson, that's why we're suffering from mad psychosis. Mass psychosis. Yep, mind is poison. Need a full control. Control, alt, delete. Yeah, it's real. Um, King Z, I mean, we all got some hypocrite in us, but I try to keep mine to a minimum. Once I see the hypocrite in me, I try to hurry up and go to work on it, go to war against it, attack it. Do you have 5%ers in California? Absolutely. I'm sure there's 5%ers in probably all 50 states. Uh, S23 wondering if they created Crips or Bloods to break up Black unity and Black Panther movements. Nah. The Bloods and the Crips were spinoffs of the Black Panthers. The Panthers were spinoffs of the Nation of Islam. So all the Nation of Islam was the father of it all. And those that couldn't really or didn't really agree or couldn't keep up the discipline and the faith that it took to be a member of the Nation of Islam, or FOI, because we couldn't carry weapons, we couldn't drink, we couldn't smoke, we couldn't do all of the loose stuff that we used to do in the world. So the Panthers was more about arms. They wanted to carry arms. They wanted to do the guns and the rifle thing. And the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, was like, nah, that's foolish. You get your people slaughtered. If we don't make the guns, you can't fight the people that make the guns, and they make more than guns. They make helicopter gunships, they make bombs, they make rockets and fighter planes. Like you just be setting yourself up for the slaughter. So that's not how you fight this kind of people. Trying to think that you're just gonna pick up some little pop guns because they make the pop guns. So you got to fight them another way, based on faith, based on unity and faith in a real God. So it's a God-based organization. It's not a political, Black nationalist, whatever organization. Our protector, our defender is God. So that's the difference. But they didn't have that kind of faith, so they wanted to rely more on their immediate, tangible weapons or whatever. And that's how those organizations came about. I listen to Smooth Haynes. Salute. Yes, sir, especially in these trying times. Yeah. Is the final call still in circulation? Yes, definitely in circulation. So if you see any brothers out on the street, that's what they got. It's not about bean pies, but if you see the brothers out on the street, first thing they should have is the final call newspaper. That's what they out there for. So it's online too. It's finalcall dot org also, I believe. So you can subscribe or follow the paper online also. But yeah, it's all real conspiracy. Don't let nobody scare you by that word. Also, you just a conspiracy theorist. No, I'm not a theorist. I'm a conspiracy prover. I'm a prover. And a theory. Don't never let nobody scare you with that conspiracy theory. What's the theory? I ain't giving you no theory. I'm giving you actual data. I'm giving you actual facts. Look at the condition. Nothing happens by coincidence. Everything is a product of cause and effect. If you see an effect, it had a cause. All you got to do is trace back the cause, trace it back to the root. What's your last name? However many of y'all is on here, if y'all Black, what's your last name? I bet you it's not an African name. I bet you it's not a natural African name. I bet you it's not the name of, it's a slave name. So what caused that? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you do. You just don't want to know. You're just lazy. It's easy. It's easy. My last name, my slave name is Miller. It's very easy. You know what I'm saying? That's not a theory. Oh, so that's a theory. So it's a theory that my last name is a slave name, slave last name. So, yeah. You speak English? Why do you speak English? If you Black and you in America, why do you only speak English? Is that a theory? Or that's a conspiracy theory. So you think all Black people that only speak English was slaves, descendants of slaves? Like, why would you only speak English and you got an English name? But what other reason would you ever only speak English and you got an English last name? You're not bilingual. This the only language that you speak, and you barely know how to speak that. You get a D or a D minus in English when you was in school, so you don't even know how to speak that. Is that a theory or is that a real conspiracy? A brother from the FOI named Stan X from Pomona area 30 years ago may uh, have gave me the science. Yeah, absolutely. Davo, my last name is Woo Woo. I know that. I mean, you can change your name. I mean, that's something that we don't even know. We don't even know that we can change our names. You don't belong to that name. You know what I'm saying? If you got a name that's a slave name, change it. Who taught you can't? Well, I can't change it. I got to go down to the courthouse and I got to check in and get the approval of my slave master and the government. No, you don't. No, you don't. Who did they get the approval of when they kidnapped you and forced your name to be Toby instead of Kunta Kinte? Who did they check with in the African government? So why you think you got to check in with them to change it back to get out of that name? Nah, pick you a good holy name, a name of God that got real powerful meaning. Smith and Jones and Jackson and Underwood and Butch and Hogg and Mr. Fish and meaningless, no value. A good name is better than gold. Conspiracy, conspiracy, not a theory. Your last name is what? Conspiracy. Call you Mr. and Mrs. Conspiracy, child. Uh, you speak what language? English? Conspiracy. You speak the conspiracy victim language. Daniel Walters Kendrick is doing a good job, yeah, but he can't do it alone. Pac couldn't do it alone. He needs help. Yeah. I mean, we help him right now by just being fans and supporting his music and supporting righteous rap beefs. I'm with righteous. I'm with beef rap beefs. I'm with that. But it's supposed to be based on checking BS, checking weak principles, holding people accountable for their weak, lame influence, or they faking, or they posing, or they acting like they us, acting like they one of us in front of us, but then they go back and take all of the spoils and all of the benefits back to the others, the other. They get in front of us and say they like us or they want us, but all they doing is sucking the blood and the resources from us and going to give it to others, the others, not the brothers. Speaking of that, I don't know if you seen my post right before this. I just dropped a leaked another new single. Thank you, Davo. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Also know that the Cash App is right there too, because I appreciate that, but I don't want y'all wasting y'all bread too. So let me put this Cash App up here, because YouTube takes. Yeah, I do that. YouTube gonna take that whole thing, so I'll never see it. But I appreciate you, Davo. Tell me how you pronounce it. Do that. Subscribe. All right. There you go. So that's my Cash App. But like I say, either way, man, I salute. Y'all support, and I'm representing y'all. Yusuf, I got all your info too, Yusuf. So our line. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a delay on the bottles, but I'm a double up and triple up on you. So I think I sent some of your first orders or whatever out, but they was late. But salute Yusuf Arlan, a huge supporter of mine for all this time. This ain't my page, but I'm gonna try to get over here and make you a moderator of here. So if you see anybody you don't like, you see any of these comments that you don't like, you know what I'm saying, you can slide on them. uh, but I forgot what I was saying. You mentioned a new song. Oh yeah, the new song is Deep Brothers. It's called Deep Brothers with me and Battle Cat. And you can get the full download. It's like, well, it's not 99 cents. I think it's like $1.50 or something like that. Exclusive. Nobody got it nowhere. You can go to West Coast Cam, my website, westcoastcam.com. Just download it, show some support, because that's how I, keep being able to do this. But that's what I'm challenging everybody. I'm challenging all my peers. Like, I'm not competing with Lil Baby and these youngsters and that's doing their thing, but I'm competing with people my age. I'm a team player, but I'm a competitor. You know what I mean? I love music. I love, we can rap battle. We can, they don't want to diss. I'm sure they don't want to diss battle with me, but we could do some verses, some verses type new songs, like do some new records. We all got hits from the 90s. We all got 90s hits. We already know how to do that, even though people don't want. I'm Rudolph the Red-Nosed Stepbrother. They don't want me performing in none of their shows. But that's why I come on here and get directly at y'all and make whatever songs available. The song that I got, like I said, released today, is called Deep Brothers. It's a play on Dre and Snoop. Deep covers is Battle Cat and myself. Battle Cat is rapping. I'm rapping. I got Battle Cat to rap. It's fire. You know, But seeing as I'm so outspoken and critical of my rap peers right now, I'm not sure that they would be too uh, enthusiastic about cooperating and clearing certain things. So rather than me go through the political or politics of it, I'm just releasing it and let y'all rock to it and ride to it. So go to westcoastcam.com and download it and ride to it. Let me know what y'all think. I'm not stuck in the past. Used to be's don't make no honey. I mean, some of them make money. Like a lot of us is making money from our songs, our hits we had in the '90s. But I ain't. I'm not. Of all the people that probably should, I should. But my peers from the '90s make sure that I'm not on none of their tours or their concerts or their shows or their movies or their video games or nothing. So I'm over here on this, dropping it like the Lone Ranger, like I gotta do, like I've been doing. So check that out on my website, westcoastcam.com. Deep Brothers, Battle Cat and Cam off the new Battle Cat and Cam album. Hopefully they don't put no so-called pressure and make Cat feel uncomfortable for rocking with me that much. Because like Fox said, I'm such and such, Sidle, so don't stand near me. You know. I don't got to deal with the devil. I don't have to cooperate with the devil. I don't have to be quiet. Like Kanye, you know what I'm saying? On that telethon with George Bush. I'm liable to say anything. You act weird enough around me, I'm liable to say anything to you and about you right there in the public while I'm on stage and you coming on next. So, maybe they don't want me on like that for that reason. Um, Trig Hefner. Cam, if Crip on Crip wars on Mexicans, thank you, David J. See, I got you right here. Thank you. I appreciate you, Dave. Much love for the cash out. Trig Hefner said, if Crip on Crip wars or Black on Mexican wars can come to a resolution after 30 or 40 years, how come you can't let the Cube beef go? Who said you must not know me? But I mean, thanks for the comment. How's that a beef? That's like saying, I don't know if you follow Cube, but Cube is doing diss records. Cube is performing No Vaseline on every show. And he's saying, I took out four mother effers and four ninjas, talking about NWA. He's saying that in 2024. Does he have beef with them? Why would he go publicly in front of thousands of people every night and call NWA mother effers and four ninjas that he ended and ruined their career, and they never made a diss record after that? They never made a record after that. He dissed them so bad he destroyed their career. He's saying that in 2024. Trig Hefner, but I got beef. So yeah, I love. Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk the comments. Let's get in the comments for a little while. That's why I wish this was like YouTube, so I can give y'all a link and we can actually see each other's face. That'd be beautiful. I don't like anonymous reading. I like eye to eye manhood talk. Suge L1. This is Eastside, fool. Make me bow down was profound in many different levels. Yeah, especially this. That also. Eastside and the W. And the white t-shirt. And the bandana. Like your favorite rappers got all their styles from me, from us. Me and Layback. Rest in peace. My cousin Layback. Stephen Garner. Got all this from us. But we would just sound crazy. But I don't care. Like I'm already washed up and bitter, right? I may as well tell you the truth. I may as well tell y'all the truth and tell my real East Side stories. My real, I was there. Not I was only there. I was the player. I was the Kobe of that era. All your favorite rappers tried to look like us. They tried to get down like us. They tried to dress like us. Got him, spot him as I steps in the temple. Do you know how Dr. Dre got pressed? Do you know who pressed Dr. Dre for saying that? Do you know what the temple was? When he said, got him, spot him as I steps in the temple. What do you think the temple was? Not Muhammad Ma's temple that they knew Cube was with me on. Actually, if you ever get the chance to get hands-on access and Dre makes himself available to y'all like I make myself available, I dare y'all to ask these guys these kind of questions. Got him, spot him as I steps in the tent. Boy, we was Freddy Krueger. We niggas scared to go to sleep around us. But y'all don't know that, and I sound weird even saying it because I'm talking about myself. But if you really do what you do, there's nobody else. Like they say, and nobody else. They go keep the code. They're not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna have to say something, and then I'm not gonna say too much. This is just entertainment. This is just fun talk. It's just entertainment. Um, NWA wasn't wearing white tees. If they was wearing them weird. If NWA was wearing them weird, they was wearing them, yep, they was wearing them weird. All this is East Side style. All of this is East Side style. And, you know, I was raised in Compton and Watts, right? So you could say I'm from Compton, you know what I'm saying? You could say I'm from Watts, but Cube wasn't from neither one, right? Yeah, so um Ron 2000, I remember you East Coast Cam. I remember you East Coast Cam, but you want to stay with you only state. I don't know what you saying, brother Ron. Black Warrior Spirit, you not washed up, my brother. You just speaking your truth. It's not even my truth. It's the truth. Yeah, salute though, Black Warrior. It's the truth. It ain't my truth. I'm a Cube fan, but I can't deny that Whoop Whoop song was bad as F. I mean, yeah, just like No Vaseline was hard. You know who's on the end of No Vaseline cussing? You know why he felt so strong and so confident about making No Vaseline? You know who had his back so much that, man, just say something on it. Just say something on the end. Just say something, Yeah, listen to No Vaseline at the end. Why is that Cam? That's crazy. Um, Elmatic wouldn't make it out the temple, right? Wouldn't even make it in the temple. She wouldn't even make it because you talking about God who was spotting him like you got the something to you, something of your white socks hat. Oh, really? Boy, that's how you know. That's like Rambo and what's the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, uh, Predator, Rambo and Predator. Like these is characters. These is just characters. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's Uncle Family don't want acknowledged, but have you on speed dial when no one else can handle it. Yeah, yeah. Commando, yeah, all that 007. Yeah, so these is characters, and I don't knock the hustle. You know what I mean? They're very creative, very artistic, but it's not real. That's what I said. If a real ninja ever got in, he probably lucked up, and he didn't stay in because you can't stay in a fake world. If Hollywood and the music industry and all of that is fake, a real one can't stay there. It's either going to turn a real one fake or the fake one is going to turn that whole world real, and neither one of them is going to happen because you're not real if they can turn you fake. So you have to leave. They outnumber you. The fake outnumber you. The freaks, the weirdos, you know, those criminals, those freaks outnumber you. You would have to go to the penitentiary. You have to go to the penitentiary because they also run that part of the game too. So any real dude that ever got in, they lucked up by getting in there, get in there and get what you're gonna get and get the hell up out of there because that's Freakville. That's Weirdoville. That's Cowardville. That's Lionville. Yeah. Yeah. And to see people, it's crazy because you come out of the streets. So many people come out of the streets and they think they're getting into legit, legal, legit business, legitimate business. They think they're going legit, and they find out that this is most slimy than the streets. This is dirtier and slimier and most snakish and most sneakish and more weakened than the streets. And once we see that, like, I'm going to, nigga, I'm going to jail off a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no credit. Like, I'm gonna have to go to jail off or sit down on a weirdo. Nah, it's never worth it. A weirdo finna take me away from my wife and my daughters and my children. Never worth it. I'll just be out. I'll be out. But they gonna stand in front of the camera. Well, lights, camera, action, roll, sound, rolling. I'm the toughest such and such as I'm the, I'm cute. Like, they getting paid while the people that really live that life is getting buried and having to do car washes and GoFundMe's just to give them a halfway decent burial. And these tough guys don't want no parts of that. It's just sickening. It's sad. It's disgusting. But our people are poisoned and programmed by the conspirators. It's a conspiracy. It's not a theory. These are willing participants, willing co-conspirators that know that they have lied to you, know that they have sold you out, know that they have poisoned your mind and your children's mind. They know it. That's why they can't stand the fact that somebody like a minister, the minister exists, or his followers, what I'm saying, his soldiers exist. Oh man, you hate that. I would too if I was a sellout. I would too if I was a minion or a hireling or Judas or traitor or turncoat. Yeah, I wouldn't want nobody like me around either. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I know I wouldn't. sure, yeah. A lot of guys trying to get out of the street into legitimate work find they have to resort to street behavior that they tried to leave behind. Yeah, yeah. I could have did this in the street, but they way more crafty in here. Like at least in the streets, it used to be a code. It used to be a code that you didn't tell if you had to handle certain business a certain kind of way. It's the exact opposite. These is more snakes and more rats. This is the New York sewer system. It's more rats than the New York sewer system. More snakes than India swamps, than the swamps of India. This is way worse. This is way worse than the jungles that we came from, than the concrete jungle that we thought was crime and foul. The industry, the entertainment industry, oh man, oh no. Because you getting directly like it's public relations or sales. You dealing directly with the customer, right? So you can influence millions of people at one time. You can just like social media. You can go viral now, but we had a monopoly on that before social media. We was the ones, the social media stars or the whatever that could go viral before there ever was a such thing as social media. We would go on tours like a promo run, promotional tours. You wasn't getting paid. You was just hitting state to state, city to city to city, all five or six, seven, eight cities in one state, then move on to the next state. So might do a whole 2 or 3 month run. That was our social media. That's how we went viral in the streets. In the streets, no security. I mean, it wasn't for me. If you was already a big name, you might have had some security. Now we was in the trenches. We was getting into it. Some of us was getting knocked down. Some of us was getting locked up. That's how you made a name in my generation, in my era. All this old hopping on, just hop on YouTube in one day and say some crazy, reckless stuff that you would never say to a grown man in real life in his face. And now you just as famous as LL Cool J or somebody. You just as famous as Run DMC, and now you done went viral. Now you're an instant millionaire, instant celebrity because you hopped your weird self on social media and said some preposterous stuff that you would never say to a person in their face in real life. Lil Kite, salute. Inland Empire, salute, salute. Man. And with the entertainment industry, there are all levels of 304ing. Yeah. Economic, spiritual, physical, mental. The exploitation is terrifying. It's more sad. Like it's terrifying if you was believing that it wasn't that. I got terrified when I saw that it really was fake, and that I was there for real. Like I thought, okay, this is what it is. This is the new war, battlefield. This is the new warfare, and this is how. And you start seeing like, oh no, I don't, I just say this. That's just record. This is just the business. That's just the business, like WWE. That's just how the wrestling. That's just how the business go. No, that's just a character. Just a character. Do you know we out here dying to your music? Do you know we how this is influencing us? This secret meeting that apparently really did happen that destroyed a whole generation and caused the contamination of rap music, because your music is the soundtrack for our destruction, our self-destruction, or our self-deletions, or our sliding and riding. And you talking it like you did it. You talking it like you do it. You talking it like you selling 1,000 bricks and you pimping 1,000 304s, and you not like, why are you doing that? But then well, that's just why was Sylvester Stallone acting like Rambo? Why was Arnold Schwarzenegger acting like such and such? Oh, well, just say that. Why y'all don't say that? Why when the camera don't go off, when the camera go off, you don't say that was I'm just an actor. It's really CB4. This is really CB4. No, I don't do this. I'm just strictly in this for the money. I'm just strictly in it. I'm not a gangster. I never been one. I never participated. You know, a couple of people said that. One or two people said that. But you already a multi millionaire, and once you make them kind of records, then they gonna last forever. I mean, not forever, but they gonna outlive you. So whatever Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, whatever they did or whatever is going to outlive them. And once they pass away, then some enemy is going to get their story and get the rights, or pay somebody for the rights to tell their story, and now change up all of the history, make it look like it was this when it was really that. As soon as we let something come out of our mouth and we put a project out there, that's out there. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't use equal or greater energy and voice and resources to clean that up and disown that and diffuse that and say, nah, that was fake and I didn't, then that's going to be out there continuing to infect and contaminate minds. So, conspiracy. Not a theory, actual provable conspiracy. No theories here, no opinions here, no my truths here. It's the truth. The truth. I was there. Not only was I there, I was a franchise player that influenced your favorite rappers and celebrities. But you would probably never get the chance like with me. I make like people that really is authentic, they gonna make themselves available. They're gonna make themselves available and actually get in the comments or let you get on live with them and let you question them. Somebody that knows that they fake and they guilty or whatever is not gonna ever do that. They're never gonna give you live access, real time access to them. That's not already, filtered or censored or whatever. They'll never do that. They'll never do what I'm doing. But these people is safe also knowing that I'm the kind of person that'll never spill certain weaknesses and dirts or whatever that they know they got, that I know that, they know I know, because, so that's just the burden of being a real dude. Of being a real man, boy, you'll suffer a whole lot standing on your manhood when you could be a sellout like all the rest of these clowns and pay your bills, and you might not have to worry about paying bills, but then you have to worry about another kind of bill, a peace of mind bill. I can't respect myself bill because I ran my mouth like a little female, or I was lying, like a little coward. So I just had to take the brokenness. I just had to struggle and go get a job, go get me a jobby job somewhere. But I'm gonna be a trillionaire. I'm gonna be a trillionaire in my testicle account. David J. Thank you, David. I'll see you again, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Real talk. That's worth 500,000 to 5 million to me, because this is part of the conspiracy. That's part of what they use. They use their wealth. The bankers, as my homie Doggy Diamond would say. I got to change my code language. The bankers. The bankers that own and control the money, that own and control these record labels, and own and control these radio stations and these film studios. The bankers. They're able to use money to fuel their agenda, to move us the way they want us to move, because we're little prostitutes. We're little 304 prostitutes that move for money. We don't move for principle. We don't move for righteousness. We don't move for integrity and honor. We don't move for manhood and womanhood. We don't even move for the protection and the safety of our own people. We are little prostitutes that move for money. So God got to show you that it's something stronger than money that's going that's going to move you more than money will. Right? I got a song with Battle Cat called Money. Also, all these concepts I got songs for in this new album. Go to my website westcoastcam.com and download support. Download my latest little record called Deep Brothers. It's a play. It's a flip on Dre and Snoop's Deep cover. Salute, because that was one of my favorite songs back in the day. I was just coming out with Every Single Weekend and Peace Treaty and all that, and they had just dropped. The Chronic had just dropped, or whatever movie that was, Deep Cover. So um, David J. Orhasi, he said, please elaborate on B. Brazy saying you took the whoop. B. Brazy probably didn't say rest in peace. That was actually G. Lynn from Denver Lane. G. Lynn from Denver Lane was who I ran into at one of them 92.3 The Beat summer jams. So it was me and Layback, me and my cousin Layback, and G. Lynn G. Lynn from Denver Lane, him and one of his homies or whatever had walked up, and he had a CD. I mean, not a CD, cassette that said "Whoop Whoop" on it, and he was like, I gave this song your homie not Snoop, DJ Pooh, your homie DJ Pooh stole my song. This was my song. I was like, well, that song didn't come from Pooh. Pooh got, I did that record. You know what I'm saying? He's like, that's a Damu bang. That's a Dam that, like it might be, but the reason I did it is as you can see, that was me dissing Cube and West Side Connection. Cube and Mac 10. Because I had a little issue with Mac 10 because he went and sided with Cube after, me and him, he vented to me about his issues that he was having with Cube, because Cube was playing him cheap or playing him to the left and wasn't trying to mess with him. This was before they ever even got together. And this is before Whoop Whoop and before Pull Your Whole Card. And I told Mac 10, don't trip. I'll put you on my record. I got a record that I'm doing right now, dissing dude. This is before Whoop Whoop. This is the first one I did. And I said, I got a record called Pull Your Whole Card. So you can get down on that. Because he wasn't letting Mac 10 around him or participate in that or something. So that was that. I ain't hear from him for a few months or whatever after that. Next thing you know, he's a part of a group now called West Side Connection. And it was a mirror, you know what I'm saying? Because I was me and rest in peace, Red Rum from Pyru Love, Red Rum. Me, Red Rum, and my cousin Derek D-Dog, we had a group, right? It was Blood, a Crip, and a Black, a Red, Black, and Blue. And next thing you know, I ain't hear from Mac 10 for a while. It might have been a year or something, some months. Next thing you know, they got a group called West Side Connection, where it's a Blood, a Crip, and Cube is Black. But they calling it the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer. This is after being conscious, death certificate and predator and all this conscious stuff, and Khalid Abdul Muhammad is my brother and all of that. Now you back to gangster, killer, and the dope dealer with some new image that you got out of nowhere, when I know that all them other images, I know exactly where they came from. You know what I'm saying? So once again, so Whoop Whoop was made because of that. It wasn't just a diss on Cube. It was a diss on Mac 10 or Dub C or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was like, was he the only one dissing, or they were too? Talking about Dub and Mac. But we could all go head up on pay-per-view. I said that way before all this Triller fights and all that, because that's what we was on. Let's run it. I'll beat you up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no tough talker, but we do this, you know what I'm saying? The FOI, like, I will beat you up. Yeah, we won't have to film it. This was before all this social media. We just get beat up. You know what I'm saying? Or you would have to beat me up, but I don't, anybody that knew me back then, knew my hands, you would just get beat up. Just like with Solo and Solo in that situation. Like, we had to understand. Maybe I shouldn't say this. I don't mean to talk this long, but I'll say this. We had to understand that before Minister Farrakhan and Mustafa, the supreme captain of the nation, got word of that, because I knew they was gonna get word of it, and I knew they was gonna, you know, shut me down. So I'm gonna do, if it's like that, what I'm saying, me solo and lay back, rest in peace. Whoever run into such and such first, this is what we doing. Solo ran into him first. That's that, and that's how that went. And right after that, we got the call. I got the call. Like, get your ass out here, and I got thoroughly chastised. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't me, that ran into him, but they knew how. So, and from there it turned into squash and everything, and I did a 92.3 with, Power 106 version with Big Boy, that I actually had G Lynn on there, G Lynn from Denver Lane, because he was like, that's a Damu thing, even though, well, I heard Crips saying whoop whoop and all that, but if he was, he showed me a video, a cassette tape, so he really had that song. I was like, man, well, come on, get on this record with me, man. Say your spill. The whoop really came from like a cool. Like, I don't gang bang. Shit, my thing was just stealing something from dude like they stole from me. So I understand how Damus would felt about it, but that wasn't dissing Damus. That was just, like I said, that was dissing Cube and Mac 10 and Dub C. But they cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Crazy Tunes. That was my guy. Like, he was ready. He was like we was. But people that lived the life and bled for that, like, that's why I respect it. All right, well, man, for sure. Like, that's a Damu thing. All right, it's a Damu thing. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody to say, like, you took that from, like, nah, I don't. I'm not a blood. I'm not even a Crip. I don't gang bang. But I'm gonna get at somebody that claim that you claim to be the gangster killer and the dope dealer. Well, let me speak your language. Woo woo. You know what I'm saying? I'll beat you up. Like, that's what I'm not. I don't want to. You know, I'm talking about if we, like, in the streets or whatever. Like, I don't want to. I don't want to shoot nobody. I don't want nobody to be shot. Like, we handled ours, like, from the shoulders. Like, I don't. We don't have to record it. Now it'll be embarrassing. Like, now it'll be like, if you seen a whoop whoop video at the end, that little reenactment. Rest in peace, King Lou, because he played Cube. He looked just like Cube. But if you had video cameras back then, it'd have been it'd have been all bad. There's so much would have been all bad if we was actually videotaping stuff. So you seen Straight Outta Compton, right? Do you think that really went like that? Do you think was that Dre socking on Suge or socking somebody in the studio? Was like, y'all think that went that way? I wasn't there. I don't know. Shit. But you know, logically thinking, like, what I'm saying, I don't think it went nothing like that. Based on what I know and based on who I know, and I don't think nothing went nothing like that. Just like, you know, well, whatever. Anyway, but thank you for that question. What I'm saying, rest in peace, B Brazy. You know what I'm saying? We ran into each other. We bumped heads for some other reasons, but he ain't ever pressed me. That's a lie. I don't care what nobody, somebody might say something on a rap song. All right, well, that's rap. I ran into him in Inglewood, and that wasn't his hood, but in Inglewood somewhere. And we kind of bumped heads a little bit, but it wasn't no press. You know what I'm saying? I bumped heads with Red Ron. I bumped heads with everybody. Anybody that I was cool with, and if they was really living their life, then and they try to test, like, that's what you're supposed to do. Who is this? Let me test it. Let me see what's up. They gonna see if you a punk. They gonna see if you a buster. You know what I'm saying? They supposed to test you. You supposed to test them back, or you let them know whatever you gonna let them know. But that, now in the age of social media or lies and whatever exaggerations, Like ain't none of that went down. Somebody said I got jacked before my Acura. Like I ain't never been jacked. Somebody stole the rims, the circles, the eight tabs off my car in the garage downstairs when I lived in these apartments. And I came outside and my Acura was on crates. But that's a smoker move. That's a car thief. That's a smoker. That's not he got jacked. So you hear all kind of weak little troll hating troll stories or whatever. But nah, if it was real, you would have data on it. You would have some files on it. It'd be strong. It'd be a strong story. I can't control nobody who want to lie or who want to diss or make a diss record or something. I can't control that. You ain't never seen me. You know what I'm saying? And that's way back in the day. Like I said, I'm 55 years old. But when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s, and none of that go on. Then none of that happen. We wasn't trying to be tough guys and gang members and all that. But they knew we had an army. I didn't need to try to be tough. They knew I was tough. I was tough, but I wasn't a tough guy. I was humble. I was cool and humble and friendly and kind and all that. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. Not with my own people. I don't want no problems with my own people. Nathaniel Blackwell, the Silly Boy skit. That wasn't even a skit. That's off the movie Clowns, Killer Clowns. Remember the movie, that horror movie, Killer Clowns? The little clown was in the sewer and all that. That's that dude's voice. Silly boy. You still think you can see me? You'll never see me. Yeah, that's Killer Clowns from Space or something. So I think that was the name of that movie. Yeah. But yeah, it's an hour and 30 minutes, man. If y'all don't mind, could y'all hit the little thumbs up? Y'all appreciate these real stories, these real rap stories, West Coast legend rap stories, this campaign trail. I'm telling my stories. It's not my truth, it's my stories, but it's the truth. I ain't never had to lie. If anybody's word that you can take as gospel, that you can take to the bank from a rapper, is going to be mine. You don't have to like it though. You don't have to agree with it, because if you worship some of these rappers and they're your idols, then yeah, I'm going to upset you, because the way I smash your idols in front of your face and how they won't respond, that will probably disappoint you. Just like somebody said earlier about Q, why you still beefing with Q? I ain't beefing with Q. I never was really beefing with Q, but he's the one that's dissing NWA and catching clout, trying to get clout off of Kendrick, off the Kendrick beef, saying, "Oh, they ain't had the best diss record. I got the best diss record. Me, no Vaseline." So if he can say that, I definitely can say this, because I was there. I was on that diss record. I'm at the end. I'm the guy at the end cussing Easy E out or whatever. Jerry Curl wearing light skin, Ambi wearing something, whatever. He just wanted me on the record. He just wanted me on the record. I didn't ask to get on the record. So these is questions for y'all. Ask him, why did you want Cam on the record? Like, you didn't need him on the record. Why did you? So the number one record that he's bragging about, that nobody responded to him after that, and he ruined their career, was the record that he wanted me to get on at the end. And then I did my own diss record that he didn't ever respond to. So you tell me, am I clout chasing by me telling the true history? Am I clout chasing? Or is somebody else trying to rob me of my clout chase or my history, or write me out of the history books, straight out of Compton, straight out of the history books? How did you go from a Jerry curl to a bald head? Who is this Muslim guy around you at the pool? That's a whole big, huge chunk of history. That's a whole underdeveloped part of the story. How did that happen? What was that? That's just like Suge socking, Dre socking Suge in the studio. Like, whoa. what was that? What movie is this? What movie am I watching? But it's all love, you know what I'm saying? It's all love, just like Cube say with NWA. It's all love after 30 years. It's all love. Trig Hefner, Cam, you don't think Cube is one of the forefathers of the West Coast rap? Cube is absolutely my favorite rapper from the West Coast, probably of all times. Cube is probably my favorite rapper of all time, but absolutely my favorite rapper from the West Coast. So if I was really hating or beefing or whatever, like I would never say nothing like that. Cube is the one put me in the game and taught me, you know what I'm saying, what this game really was and what this game really wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So, but Cube didn't make me. That's why Cube can't break me. These bankers, owners, these pink people that own these labels and own Hollywood, they didn't make me. They can't break me. They didn't give me my voice. They can't shut me up. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make me successful. They can't make me a failure. It's manhood business. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to see a lion really roar, not a liar meow, not a puss liar meow. You need to see and hear a lion roar like a real man. Billy Floyd, what's your thoughts on brother K Reno? Have you and him ever worked on music? Nah, I'm a fan of K Reno too. One of the hardest brothers out of Texas. Is he out of H Town? He out of Houston? I know he out of Texas, but yeah. So he's one of us. He's one of us. Hard and talk that talk. You know that knowledge of self. RBG, revolutionary but gangster. K Reno is hard. For y'all that don't know about K Reno, look K Reno up. He hard. El Malik Shabazz, one thing Cube never did was bow down and apologize to the ADL for that verse. You let it such and such break up my crew. I'll be quiet on that one. He didn't bow down. So what is being quiet bowing down? Are you supposed to double down? Are you supposed to stand up for, if you said it, should you be quiet after that? Like if you say anything like that controversial or that strong, should you be quiet and only say it once, or should you stand on it for the rest of your life or your career? Should you be scared to say that three-letter word again, or say because you're rapping, you know, you're rapping that song, and you saying I ruined four mother effers, four ninjas. But do you say that part when you rap that diss song? Do you say that part? Do you rap that verse? You let us such and such break up my crew, or do you leave that out? All right, y'all tell me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen this show, but tell me, do he say that verse? Feel more black 50. Whoop Whoop is in the top five diss songs of all time, and they never talk about it. Yeah, I wonder why. I see what you mean when they say um, try to X you out. Yeah, your real fans or followers is never gonna let that happen, man. Salute, salute. Ben Garcia, you back already, huh? That's right. Yeah, we just talking. I didn't know I was gonna stay on here this long, but hey, man, if y'all here, I'm here. It's Sunday, August 4th. We live. It's not a recording. I'm here. I appreciate y'all, all y'all that's here with me. Yeah, I'm sure y'all got other things y'all can do, but this is real TV. This is better than TV. This is real live, real entertainment, real exposing the entertainment industry. You're not gonna find nobody more potent than me. Not about this subject, not about this West Coast rap lane. not about representing, these real uh, black activist streets and battles and wars. I would be interested in hearing my take if I was me. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, so what is the so did these people ever step to you about some conspiracy stuff? Did they ever try to, do some of this weirdo stuff with you, or try to get you to change your lyrics? And nah, because they knew they couldn't. My phone was tapped way back then. COINTELPRO, everybody that was positive and revolutionary, they phones was tapped. So Ben Garcia, man, appreciate that membership. Yep. So Digital Soapbox, all love. Um, so yeah, they know they knew I was with the business that I was with. So I couldn't be dirty. They would have loved it. If I was dirty, you would have knew about it. If I had any little R. Kelly, Diddy, whatever stuff on my resume, on my record, you would have knew about it, because I would be famous. They would famously humiliated me like they humiliate nobody. Like, you ain't never seen them humiliate nobody before. If they could catch a little follower of Farrakhan, that's a rap. It's in this rap game. They got all this little influence, and Mr. Peace Treaty, Mr. Crip and Blood, Gang True Sky. They would have told me apart. They would have told me to smithereens. But they didn't, because they don't, because I ain't. So they have to act like you don't exist. That's why you ain't heard from the minister in 20 years or something. Like, what happened to him? I thought he died. Yeah, they put a straight media blackout on him for 20 years. Same what they did with me. I was 30. I probably was 30 or something, 30 something since the last time people heard from me. They put the same 20-year, 2 decades or more blackout censorship on me. That's why I'm 55 now. I'm 50, almost 55 years old now. But God got me preserved, just like he got Minister Farrakhan preserved. He don't look like he 91, 91 years old, but he did his job. He did his whole warfare. He exposed this beast and taught us how to do the same thing. Stand on our testicles like men. And if you got to fall on your testicles like men. Don't change up. Don't bow. Don't um, compromise and bend and water down and start being quiet. You're gonna be quiet when you just so. But I'm quiet on a certain subject. So you got to be quiet on a certain subject when you get the instructions. So I got the instructions. All of us got instructions regarding this emotional mass psychosis of our people and this politics, this whole political campaign bull BS. And I literally had, titled my page and my movement on this YouTube thing is the Campaign Trail. But mine was about actually the pain, these painful stories of dealing with my own people, not this white slave, former slave master political circus. But yeah, we got the instructions that we can't talk about that, and I'm glad. All right, well, let me talk about the people that I need to talk about. Let me talk about holding my own people accountable and the people that left me for dead. People that wrote me out of history. It wasn't the bankers. It wasn't the pink bankers. It was my own. It was my own brothers that threw me down at the bottom of the well, and you know really wanted to get rid of me. So those are the conspirators that I want to talk about. That I'm talking about. The co-conspirator minions, the co-conspirator hirelings, the co-conspirator puppets, tools, and instruments that willingly sold themselves out to poison us. They went after their personal bag. They went out after their personal gain. And they, yeah, I provide jobs. You know what I'm saying? I got 100 people. I feed 100 people. I feed 1,000 people. I got 1,000 employees. Yeah, why you poisoning 10 million? Why you poisoning 100 million? You globally known. You known all over the world. Oh, you got what? 100 million followers. You got 50 million followers. Oh, okay. You employed 1,000 black people while you destroy 50 or 60 or 80 million black people worldwide with the poison that you spread, from your music and your influence or your products or your business. Conspiracy. Conspiracy. So yeah, I know I talk long, man. Hopefully, I ain't gonna stay on this long. I don't want to bore y'all, but I just like live television. I just like the idea of live television, and y'all know that I'm right here with y'all. I'm reading these comments. I'm addressing whatever you want to, hit me with. I'm not ducking and dodging nothing other than the political subject that I told you that we got instructions not to speak on. Hip hop, do you believe gangster rap was promoted heavily in the 90s to have stock go up for private prisons? Yeah, that's exactly what this live was about. So yeah, I was talking about that for the last hour. Absolutely. Absolutely promoted heavily and rewarded. So not just promoted, but you pay the actual artist to do that. You can pay for promotions, you can pay companies to promote it, but you paying the artist to do it. You making the artist rich and famous to inspire them and motivate them to keep doing it. So you providing them personal, selfish material gain to provide mass contamination to the minds of your people. So you continuously bring down the morals of the society. You use music, you use culture. You know what I'm saying? You use um, rap and R&B. You know what I'm saying? Use dance, use movies, use TV shows to pull down the moral fiber, to pull the pants down. You know what I'm saying? Of your people and show the world your shame. So now we all wild, immoral animals. No self-respect. So nobody else can respect us because we don't respect ourselves. So now we crying that nobody respects us and we can't get reparations and we can't get no political people to hear our demands or whatever because you twerking on a damn campaign trail. Like you got a whole crowd that didn't show up. Well, I see I'm going somewhere I ain't trying to go. So I'm just talking the talk that y'all talk. Don't we talk this? Don't we think this same way? And if you don't, you still need to hear an alternative opinion or voice like mine because you can't think this is cool. You can't think it's okay. Like you got to see that this is, you know, detrimental to the society. This is detrimental to our community. You got to see how terrible we are, the mental and emotional condition and physical health condition that we in from this lawless, wild, thought sliding death style that we done adopted. So that's what I'm here for. Like I said, I don't want to bore you and talk y'all ears off, but this is live television. This is the TV. Y'all apparently are the best, most intelligent audience. You know what I'm saying? I must be saying exactly what y'all be saying to each other, when nobody else is willing to listen. Maybe we the only ones that feel sane while everybody else seem like they hypnotized under some get out hypnosis, some emotional hypnosis. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hip hop, I think the best documentary ever made was Bastards of the Party. Yeah, that Bone, Athens Park Bone, yeah, always get taken off of YouTube. Man, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. That's crazy how you feel West Coast rap. I feel. I know this ain't about feelings. It's crazy how you know West Coast rap was a vessel for the downfall of our community, as if the issues wasn't there decades before rap. Absolutely insane. Well, you know, I don't know. Sane means you obviously misunderstand the the heading. Crazy how you feel West Coast rap was a vessel for the downfall. I would love to see how old you are. I wish, like I said, we'll try to get on like a little Zoom link, not the Zoom, but the StreamYard link where I can actually send a link. Because I'd be loving to see. I would love to see what you look like. How old you are, because to even suggest that rap wasn't the vessel for this, that's absolutely delusional. I'm not gonna call you insane like you just called me, but that's absolutely delusional. You know what I'm saying? It's delusional for you to not recognize that your political people, your presidents, your corporations, everybody uses rap to sell and promote and try to gain their audiences. But you say rap's not a vessel for the downfall of a community. They use rap for everything else, but they won't. Rap doesn't affect the community like that. And I'm insane. Big Russ, hit corners of my six tray Chevrolet ragtop Impala. Salute, salute. So, Antoine, baby, respect your thoughts and opinions of what you feel about the entertainment business from TV to the world. Like, I wish we would adopt the language of what you what you understand about something, what you know about something, or what you speaking about something. The fact that we use the word feel, the fact that we use the word feel shows that we still off. It's not feel. Emotions have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with it. You could use emotions to describe your case or describe your argument, but it's not what I feel. It's what I know. It's what I know. That's why I use certain words. Conspiracy has a definition. Theory has a definition. None of this is a theory. None of this is a theory because we can prove it. Just like whoever just said, Trigg said, that's a theory to say that this is insane. That's a theory to suggest that rap is not a vessel to infect the people. When you got little girls and daughters or whatever twerking, talking about hands on your knees, and twerking their little butt cheeks. They just did that on their own, right? They was doing that before rap, right? Incredible. But I love this. This is gonna keep me on here for another 6 or 7 minutes, so I can do a full 2 hours. So I appreciate them comments. Big Russ, salute, Kansas City. I see you. I see you. Don Burr, his brother Jay from X Clan still making music. Cam is, I think so. I know he online. I know he on social media, but I think he's still making music. El Malik Shabazz, the real dark slasher rap really started with the Ghetto Boys, not NWA. I don't know what dark slasher means, but wasn't NWA before the Ghetto Boys? Wasn't not Willie D, but yeah, Willie D too. Willie D and um, Brad. What's Brad name? His rap name with Willie D and Brad both sounded like Ice Cube. They both got their styles, they rap styles and their cadence from Ice Cube from NWA. They was before NWA is before them. Um, Hip hop. Do you believe Watts will ever incorporate to be its own city apart from the city of LA? Nah, all of that's gentrified. All of that's being taken over. So there's no future in claiming none of that. So all of that's being rezoned and districts is being changed. It's all politics. So that's why I don't do politics. I don't believe in politics. Politics is pimping in 304. It's all sellout business. Um, Scarface, yeah, thank you, Anthony Davis. Antoine, baby, salute, salute, salute. Um, so everybody had, as far as I know, everybody had their own local, franchise players early in the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know exactly. I remembered uh, Ghetto Boys, the earliest Ghetto Boys album with Reddy Red. I think that was his name, the DJ Reddy Red or something like that. And they didn't really, they really wasn't making no noise yet. But it was NWA and all of that. That was already going on in 86, 80, 86, 85, 86 before they got their first record deal and stuff like that. So, but every city had, not every city, but the major cities, like of course New York, Texas, LA. I don't know if Midwest was really on the map yet in the mid and late 80s with the rap. Yeah, hit the like button. Thank you, Phil Mo. Hit the like button, man, if y'all don't mind, if y'all haven't already. Red Sanford, the Ghetto Boys didn't ignore racism. NWA didn't either. That's what he was like. You know, um, black police showing out for the white cop. Got it bad because I'm brown. Something, something, something. So they was all socially conscious. It was all um, dealing with racism. Sugar L1. Then you had certain records by NWA and the Ghetto Boys that lionized, yeah, that subject. Stuff started getting critical. Yeah. The famous line is, "It was from the dusk to dawn and everything jumped." Yeah. Yup. What year did Whoop Whoop release? I don't remember. I don't remember. Shout out Hutch, Code 187. Seems like a solid individual. Absolutely solid. Shout out Hutch. He did a couple of records for me, produced a couple of records for me on my second album when I left Street Knowledge, when I left from Cube, my Made in America album. Yeah, Hutch did a couple of records for me. Cam, Daryl Jackson, did you ever make a track with Homeboys, OFTB Operation from the Bottom? Nah, I was supposed to, but I don't know if it ever came out because, a couple of the homies um, passed away. So it would have been in their possession. But yeah, we did some work. We did a couple of songs, but I don't think they never came out. 97. Okay, Woo Woo was 1997. Yeah, Woo Woo was definitely not released in 95. Made in America was released in 95. Yeah. Daniel Walters, you just said you live in East South Central. Everything you've seen, heard, or consumed there has been set up for your downfall unless you overcome it. So why would you something the rap game? Like, why wouldn't the rap game be the same? Like G Rock, Salute, Bulwark soundtrack. Yeah, that was I forgot what year that was, but that was me on there. It was a lot of rappers featured on there. Method Man, um, Mob Deep, KRS. I forgot it was a few other people, but they used my. I kind of was the main verse on there that they used to promote the movie with, and that verse stands true to this day. Um, Got 45 more seconds, y'all. Hip hop. Do you think Arsenio Hall's show was canceled by the network because of his final guest on the show? He said he quit, but I don't believe him. Yeah, it was because of that, but it was because of his relationship with the final guest. So since he had that relationship and they knew he had that relationship, they was already trying to cut him off and let him go. So he just put the nail in the coffin by having the minister on there. You know what I'm saying? As a way to say, F you, F y'all. But it wasn't the minister, him having the minister on there that made them let him go. They was already about to let him go because of his relationship. But on that note, man, peace and blessings. Um, like, subscribe, follow me on the campaign trail on my page, and hit the Cash App, man. I appreciate y'all Cash Apps. Official West Coast Cam. Salute. Love y'all. Peace to tomorrow.